I'm only human, can't you see? I made a mistake. Please just look me in my face. Tell me everything's okay.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Lily. How are you doing? I hope you are doing very well. So today is going to be my 2016 favorites. So this is actually going to be the first episode of a new series on this channel that's going to be called I'm Obsessed with This Stuff. Because every single time I'm in love with something, I literally say to everyone and myself, I'm obsessed with this. So what better way than to call my favorites videos that? So that's what we're gonna do. So this edition of this series is going to be my 2016 favorites. So fun fact slash fun story with this video. I filmed this 2 days ago and I felt really good about the video, and then I went to go edit it and I was out of focus the entire time. And with my camera, it doesn't have autofocus. I have to like manually focus it. So I have to refilm it. That's okay because there actually were some things that I forgot to include when I first filmed it, and I think I have everything that I wanted to include in this video now. So yeah. But yeah, there actually are quite a lot of things in this video, like quite a good variety. Some of these things are extremely random, and then a lot of these are just like beauty, skincare, fashion, hair, stuff like that. So I think that is all I have to say, so let's just get started. Okay, so starting with makeup, I'm gonna go starting with face products into eye products. So my first favorite is a primer, and this is the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. So my skin is combination, and in the summer it was mostly oily in the combination part of it, but since the fall and winter rolled around and we are like in the depths of winter right now in Montana, my skin is very dry for being combination. I used to have extremely dry skin, but it's become combination now. But this does the trick for my dryness on my face because I get it around my nose really badly. And yeah, this just, it even says like replenishing face primer, and it just replenishes my skin and it really just hydrates it, which is awesome. Next up is the IT Cosmetics CC cream. I am freaking in love with this stuff. So it's a CC cream and it gives such amazing coverage, and it is so lightweight. Like days I don't want to do foundation but I still want to have full coverage, I will go straight to this, because literally whenever I wear this and I go out, people will ask me what foundation I'm wearing and I'm like, psych, it's a CC cream. But really, this is amazing. So I get mine at Ulta, but yeah, it's amazing. That's amazing. Next is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I first saw this in Sephora and I thought about getting it and I never did, but I saw Jaclyn Hill in a video of hers. She said how she uses this and she loves this. And this is when I had really dry skin and she has dry skin, so I was like, hey, I'll give it a shot. And I fell in love with this concealer. It is so lightweight and has such good coverage, like so full coverage. Is that even a sentence or saying? So full coverage. It has really good full coverage. I really like lightweight stuff because it doesn't feel like you're wearing makeup, which is the awesome part about it. But yeah, I just highlight my under eyes and the center of my face with this, and I just look so glowy, if that's the right word, and radiant, and it just makes my face look really, really lively. And yeah, it's just an amazing concealer. Next is another foundation. This is the Make Up Forever Stick Foundation. So this has been my go-to foundation the entire year. Like, this is my holy grail foundation. I first started using this in January of last year. Yeah. I love this foundation so much that I have it in the shades for me being self-tanned and not being self-tanned. I'm like right in the mix right now, like it's starting to fade. It is full coverage and it gives off a very natural finish, so it's good for all skin types. Like, it doesn't have a matte finish, it doesn't have a dewy finish. It's like a perfect combination in between, so that way you can do a matte face and just cake your face with powder, or you can just leave it like that and have a dewy look. Next up are the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I have both the pressed and the loose, so I just started using the pressed one in November, but I've been using this for about a year. Yeah, a year. So I love to use this when I do full glam looks and I bake my face, but this one is amazing for everyday use. Like, I'm using it today because I couldn't find this one, but I found it, which is good. They both give off extremely natural finishes for me, which is really nice. I don't necessarily want to say natural, but it gives a very flawless finish. That's the right word. And it does give kind of a white cast, but your face just looks really flawless, so that kind of cancels out the white out for me, and it also isn't that bad, so Next up is the NYX bronzer. So I actually used this for the first time in a makeup tutorial on my channel. I will link it right here. This is incredible. By far my favorite bronzer. It is extremely pigmented and extremely blendable, which is really nice. I use this every day on my face. It just gives me a perfect amount of warmth, and it adds slight dimension to my face, but not too much for the days that I don't want to be contoured. But when I'm really pale in the winter, it gives that warmth to my face, which is really, really nice. And it is extremely inexpensive, which is amazing. So it's just further proof that you don't always need to splurge on products to get good products. So yeah. Next is this Too Faced blush. This is in the color Baby Love. It is part of the Love Flush collection. I freaking love this blush. This is my go-to blush for any look I ever do. And I do it for like 90% of my looks. And I'm really trying to broaden my blushes, but this is just my go-to if I literally have no idea what blush to use. And it 99.9% of the time works. And this is extremely pigmented, and it's a lot to handle when you first use it, so use a light hand on this, but it's extremely blendable, which is good in case you do use a little too much. You can blend it out. Next up, this is probably one of my favorite things out of this entire year. I'm not sure if I did it in my last year's favorites, but this is the Becca Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop Highlighter. If you watch YouTube, you've heard of this highlighter before, but it is just this beauty, and I use this every single day or anytime I highlight my face, which is basically every single day, and it just gives like the amazing glow. Like, I'm wearing it today, and I always get so many compliments on it, and like I want to just share it with the world because it's so amazing, and I want people to glow as well. Next, we are moving on to eyes, and it's mostly just lashes. So the first thing is this House of Lashes lash glue, and I like both the black one and the clear one, but I use the black one more because I do a wing on my eyes mostly every day, and it's really convenient so that you don't have to go back over your lash band to make it all black again. It dries black, so you don't have to go over anything unless you did a really bad job putting on your lashes. So 2016 was the year of false lashes for me. I really got into them. I was really intimidated by the thought of false lashes, but I wanted to start pulling them off, and I feel like I can now. So my favorite pair of natural lashes are the Ardell Wispies. I wear these practically every single day. I'm wearing them right now. They are just the perfect natural lash because they are very wispy yet full at the same time and have great length. I also really like the Demi Wispies, but the Wispies have a more fuller look, which is what I want. But if you don't want too much lash action, I would recommend the Demi Wispies to you. These are also really inexpensive. I get these at Sally's Beauty for like $5 for like a pack of 5. Like, these themselves are, okay, it doesn't say the price, but I'm pretty sure they're like $2 or $3. Next up are House of Lashes lashes. I really fell in love with these this year. So my first pair are the Boudoir lashes. I just have this 3-pack of them that I have. I love to use these when I have a special event to go to or I'm performing because they're very full and voluminous lashes, but they're also relatively wispy at the same time, so you can still see what's going on your eyelids, which I really like. And then the Iconic lashes I love. I can't really describe like what type they are because they're lengthy and they're voluminous and they're full, but they're not as full as the Boudoir lashes. But I love to wear these when I'm going out on the town. I don't do that. But when I go out or I have a special event to go to or an occasion, I will wear these, and it just like ties the whole look together. Next up is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I think I mentioned this last year, but I'm going to mention it again. It's incredible. It adds length and volume at the exact same time, and I will most likely use this unless I want my lashes to be very lengthy that day. But this is literally the best mascara I could ever ask for. So yeah. My next favorite are my lip favorites, and that is Kylie Cosmetics. I fell in love with Kylie Cosmetics this year, and when she first came out with her makeup line, I was very skeptical because I was like, oh, she's a Kardashian. She's probably just going to rely on her name to have them sell. So I was really nervous that they weren't going to be good quality, so I watched all reviews possible on YouTube, and I saw how much people were in love with them, so I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. So the first one I ever got was the Freedom Lip Kit that was limited edition for the 4th of July, and I fell in love. So a month later, I got, yeah, this is Candy K and Dirty Peach, and I fell in love again. So over the past 6 months, I've like collected a few and I'm just in love with her makeup. And I have the Burgundy palette, and I'm hoping to get the Dirty Peach palette. Is that what she's calling it? Or the Peach Infusion palette? I literally can't remember what she's calling it. But yeah, her new peach palette I really want to get. But my two favorites that I have fallen in love with are Candy K and Love Bite. So Candy K I literally wear every single day. It is my go-to lip color. When I don't know which lip color to use, I will use this, and 99.9% of the time it'll look good with the makeup look. I'm wearing it right now. This lip color is literally your lips but better for me, and I couldn't ask for a better nude for me because it also has a pink tint to it, which I really, really like. And then Love Bite I just got like a month ago, but I am in love with it. I sometimes will do my everyday makeup, which I usually use Candy K, but sometimes I will use Love Bite, and then we'll just add this like edginess and matureness to the look, which I really, really love. And you'll look a little bit more put together. I don't know. I sometimes feel like with dark lipsticks, you can look more put together. Not to shame on nude lipsticks, but I kind of just feel that way. But the consistency for Kylie Cosmetics lipsticks are amazing. They're so thin and so easy to apply, and they're so well pigmented, and they literally stay on all day. Like, I will apply these once, and at most I will have to reapply 2 times. And my final makeup favorite is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I swear by this stuff. It works so many wonders for me. So the first thing is when I highlight my cheeks, I like to weten them with this and then go in with my highlighting brush and highlight. And then also this like leaves my makeup on all day. Like, I was at a summer intensive this past summer, and at the end of every single day, because we'd be dancing from like 9 to 5 and we'd all be sweating so hard at the end of the day, and people would come up to me and be like, how are you not sweating? And I'm like, trust me, I am sweating hardcore, but my face didn't look like I was breaking a sweat at all. And I used this, but there is a like, not a twist, but you gotta use this the right way. Like, I don't use just 5 sprays and I'm done. I literally drench my face in this stuff. Like, my face literally needs to look wet when I spray this, and then I'll let it dry for like a minute, and I just don't touch my face or do anything for a minute, and then my face will not move all day. It'll stay there, and it's like the best thing ever. Actually, my last makeup favorite is the Morphe 35O palette. So for about a year, I wanted to get this palette really, really, really bad. And then in July, I went on the website just to see if it was stocked, and it was, and I literally bought it in a heartbeat because every single time before that, it was always sold out, and I was like, no, this is a sign, I need to get it. So I did. And it's probably the best purchase I've ever made. All these shadows are so blendable and so beautiful. I love the shimmers in this palette, and anytime I'm doing a look that isn't my everyday makeup look, I will most likely go to this palette because there's just so many shadows and so many varieties of looks that you can do with it. And Morphe is really inexpensive and it's really amazing quality. So if you're looking for an inexpensive makeup brand, check out Morphe. It's the best. Okay, so moving on to makeup brushes. The first one is this Real Techniques multitask brush. I use this to bronze my face. It is amazing. I can see why they call it a multitask brush, because you could use this for blush, you could use this for powder, you could use this for bronzer. In my case, I use it for bronzer. But it just perfectly, it's like the perfect size to warm up my cheeks and add the perfect amount of bronzer to my face. And sometimes when I want to contour but I don't want to use 2 shades, I just want to use 1 powder to contour, I will just like squeeze it. Yeah, I'll squeeze it like this and I'll just contour and the job is done. Next up is the Real Techniques contour brush, and I actually use this to set my under eyes with the Laura Mercier powder, the pressed one, not the loose one. I mean, I sometimes do the loose one, but I usually use the pressed one for this, and it just packs it in perfectly for me. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about it, but it does the job really, really well. Next up is the Anastasia Beverly Hills 20 brush. I use this to carve out my brows. So my brows, when I do them first, they're kind of a hot mess. Like, they look fine, but they're just really, really messy. And it isn't until I go in with this brush to carve them out that they look snatched. My final brushes are both of my highlighting brushes. So the first one is this Eco Tools brush. I don't think it has a specific name, but it's just this big fan brush. So I first go over this I first do my highlight with this brush, and I just like fan it all over my face in the points that I highlight, and it just gives this really nice natural overall glow, which I love. And then this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills 20A23 brush, and this is my secret to my highlighter. So I will first go over that brush, and then I'll wet in my face, and I will take this brush and dip it in my highlighter and just go off with highlighter, and it's literally the perfect brush for highlighting. Okay, so moving on to hair, my first two favorite are also brushes. So the first one is just, I don't even know what to call this type of brush, but it's one of these, and I really love to do this when I do updos like ponytails, because it will just snatch all of my baby hairs and my flyaways with hair. Like, I'll spray hairspray and then just comb over my hair with this, and it'll literally be so sleek and so perfect. Next up is the wet brush. My life has literally changed, but no, really. My hair has changed so much since I started using this, because the bristles are really thin on this, and this brush is meant to brush your hair while your hair is wet, and so it doesn't do as much breakage, and I've definitely noticed a difference in my hair, like I said, and yeah. Next up is this heat protectant from L'Oreal Paris. This is the Sleek It Iron Straight Hairspray. I've heard that people like the Tresemme one, but I like this one a lot better. I don't know, I feel like my hair just doesn't do well when I use hot tools on it after I use that one, but this one, it literally feels so amazing, and it also smells really, really good. Next up is the Garnier Fructis Curl Shape Spray Gel. It's literally hair gel in a spray bottle, but when I want to put my hair in updos as well, I will just spray it with this and then go in with this too, and it'll just like get everything back, and it just is, it's much less of a mess than just like a tube of gel, and it's also really easy to travel with, which is nice. Okay, so moving on to skincare, I have definitely noticed a difference in my skin this past year, because I really wanted to start taking really good care of my skin this year, so I have quite a bit of skincare favorites. So the first thing are these Aveeno Active Natural Ultra Clearing Makeup Removing Wipes. These are my favorite makeup wipes on the market, because I don't know if saturated is the word, but like you can feel that there is stuff on these wipes. It isn't like dry, and this gets your makeup off so fast. Next up is micellar water. So this is from Simple, but I've also used the Garnier one this year, but I decided to just give this one a go after I finished my Garnier one, and I'm only this far through. This one is definitely lasting me a much longer time than the Garnier one, but micellar waters have like blessed my life this year, because when I'm done removing my makeup and before I wash my face, I know there's stuff still on there, so I just go in with this to get any extra gunk out before I cleanse my face, and I've noticed a huge difference in my skin. I'm going to say that with basically all these skincare products, but I have. Next up is the Boscia Balancing Facial Tonic. I first started using this in February last year, and it is a toner, so I use this after I wash my face, and I just spray it all over my face, and I let it sit there for like a couple minutes before I moisturize my face. But this just like, I don't know if relaxes my skin is the right word, but like I just feel very cleansed after I use this, even though I'm not really cleaning anything on my face. I'm just spraying it onto my face and letting it stay there. So next up is the Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray. I've heard a lot of people rave about this, so I decided to give it a go. And I've also heard rose water is just really good for you in general. And this, if there's anything I've noticed a difference in my skin since I started using it, it's this. I spray this on my face every single morning before I do my makeup, and I've literally noticed the biggest difference. Like, the redness in my skin has gone away, and it's only there right now because it's that time of the month for me, but when it's not, my face literally has no redness, which is something I've struggled with for a really, really long time, and it just looks so clear and smooth and radiant and glowing. And go to your Ulta and get this now. So this is my first step in my skincare routine every single night, and this is the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm. So I use this before I use my makeup wipes. So what I do is I just grab some of this and spread it all over my face and remove my makeup, and then to remove this off my face, I will use a makeup wipe. It's a little excessive, but it works, and it's really nice for me. But this literally breaks down your makeup so well. Like, I literally look like a clown when I'm using this. It's pretty terrifying, but it works so well, and it just breaks down your makeup so easily, and it just falls right off. So my final skincare favorite are face masks. I really fell in love with face masks this past year, but these three are specific favorites of mine. Two of them are from Lush. The first one is the Cup of Coffee face mask. I love to use this when I feel my skin is really fatigued and I just need it to be re-energized because it's literally coffee in a face mask. And the next one is the Mask of Magnanimity. When I feel like I'm breaking out, I will just whip this on and leave it on for about 30 to 40 minutes and I will literally feel the mask working on my face. And when I take it off, there is a notable difference on my breakouts on my skin. And then my final favorite, this is probably my favorite face mask of the entire year. It is the Glam Glow Super Mud Clearing Treatment Mask. And I also use this brush from Real Techniques. It is the Essential Foundation brush. I will just like dip it in the masks and just spread it all over my face because it makes it a lot cleaner and less messy, and it just makes it a lot easier for me. But yeah, this literally will clear any toxins and clear out your pores so well. I will just lather this all over my face and leave it on for about 40 to 45 minutes and you will see this working on your skin, and it is really gross but really satisfying at the exact same time while you see it happen. But I will warn you now, this is pretty expensive, but it was very much worth it for me. If you care a lot about your skincare and you're willing to splurge on stuff like that, definitely buy this, but don't feel like you have to go and buy this if this stuff isn't like your main thing. Like, it's just something you like to do. Does that make sense? Next up is the Loving Tan Bronzing Mousse. I have heard so many amazing things about Loving Tan the past 2 years, and I really wanted to get into fake tanning this last year, and I did, obviously, and I freaking love this stuff. When I first started using it, I used medium, but I have upgraded to dark the past 2 months, and I love this shade, by the way. But yeah, it literally gives the most natural tan finish. It doesn't make you look orange. Sometimes before I wash this off in the morning, I'll be like, oh my god, I'm so orange, this is going to be so bad. But then I like wash it off in the morning after I put it on and I look fine. It's an extremely natural finish. And yeah, I literally don't have any bad things to say about it. Next up is my Hydro Flask. So here in Montana, everyone loves Hydro Flasks very, very much. We're not about swells. We're about Hydro Flasks. Literally, that's all I can say. It's just a water bottle, but it's an awesome water bottle. Okay, guys, we're almost done. So next up, these two things, I have really taken care, yeah, I think care is the right word, into me falling asleep and my sleeping schedule and how I sleep, and these two things have helped me so much. So the first one are these Ollie Restful Sleep Vitamins. I eat 2 of these 30 minutes before I plan on going to bed, and I will just notably get much more tired in a good way. And they also taste really good, so. And then next up is this Bath & Body Works Aromatherapy Sleep Spray. I will spray this all over my bed right before I go to bed. But sometimes it'll leave your bed wet for a little bit, so what I do is I spray it, and then I go and turn all my lights off, and then I get back in my bed, and it just leaves this amazing lavender smell on your bed, and I just fall asleep so easily with the combination of this spray and those vitamins. So my camera died, but we are back. So my next favorite is my Dry Bar hair straightener. So last year at some point, I'm not sure what happened to it, but I either lost my straightener or someone stole it. Either way, I didn't have a straightener anymore and I needed one. So I went to Sephora and I got this one, and this straightens my hair so well. And I'm not even sure what to call these type of plates. I think they're titanium plates. I could be completely wrong though, but they just straighten my hair really, 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 really well, and it gives my hair a really nice soft and shiny finish when I'm done straightening my hair. So this is my final random favorite before I get into my fashions favorites. And this is the You Are a Badass book by Jen Sincero. I think that's how you say her last name. But I literally am not kidding when I say this book changed my life. 2016 was a really weird year for me mentally. I just felt really stuck and I wasn't confident in myself. And I wanted to be confident in myself. Like, that was my main goal of 2016. And I heard a lot of people rave about this book. And I was like, this book is literally called You Are a Badass. And the like subtitle is How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. And I was like, I need to read this book. So I read it, and it actually happened that I read this book while I was going through an extremely tough time in my life. And it literally changed my life, and it changed my outlook on life as well. And it literally just made me realize that whatever you want in life is out there, and you need to have that self-drive within you to go and get it. And I don't know, I just feel like a completely different person after reading this book. That just fell out of my hands. But if you feel like you are stuck or in a rut, or you're not confident in yourself and you want to be, definitely pick up this book. And if you don't like reading, do the audiobook and just listen to it while you drive, while you get ready, while you do your homework. Because this book, I'm not even kidding when I say this will change your life. At the end of each chapter, she like gives you steps to follow to like accomplish the goal of that chapter. And at the end of every single chapter, she gives the exact same step. And it made me realize that that's the most important thing to do in your life, I guess. Is that the right way to say it? But yeah, I'm not going to say what it is because it'll kind of give away the book. But when you read it, you'll be like, okay, yeah, just go get this. It's literally, this is probably my favorite thing of 2016. So moving on to fashion favorites, my first one is hats. So my hat collection has expanded so much this past year. So these are two of my favorite hats. This first one is just this navy blue one from Disneyland that I got last February. And I wore this quite a fair amount in 2016. It's just a really comfy hat, and it goes with a lot of stuff that I wear. And then this is probably my favorite hat of 2016. It's literally just a nude hat. It's a beige color, and I literally wear this with practically any outfit I wear. If I want to wear a hat, I will put this on, and it literally goes with anything because it's a neutral color. And now my hair's everywhere. Next up are gold hoops. But the ones I usually wear are from Target, but I can't find mine at the moment. So I picked up some from Icing a couple days ago because I am traveling soon and I just like to bring hoops with me. They're basically the only earrings I wear. If I wear studs, I'll wear studs, but if I don't wear studs, I will wear hoops. And I don't know, I just feel like they add a little oomph to my outfit and they look cute on, and I've just been wearing them a crap ton this year. Next is my Patagonia sweater. I got this in December, and a lot of people in Montana wear these, and it just looked really comfy because I see all my friends had them. I was like, hey, I'm gonna get myself one. So I did, and it's probably one of the best purchases I've made this entire year. It literally is the most comfy thing ever. I got mine at REI, and it's just this really pretty turquoise color with this darker turquoise greenish color mixed together, and like it's one of the softest things ever, and I wear this at night when I'm really cold, and yeah, I'm just like in love with this thing. Next up is this bomber jacket from American Apparel. So it's just this black bomber jacket, and then on the sides it has these little floral patterns, and this is really comfy, and it actually has a lot of warmth to it, if that makes sense. Like this will keep me warm, which I'm honestly surprised about because most of the bomber jackets I have are pretty thin, so I like that this one actually has stuff to it to keep you warm. And my final fashion favorite is the Stay Smilin' sweatshirt from Megan Hughes Stay Smilin' merch. So this is gonna sound like really pretentious and stupid, but this sweater got me through a lot this year, and just the saying Stay Smilin' got me through a lot this past year too. Also Megan Hughes just did in general. I freaking love her. But I went through a lot this past year. I'm not going to go into detail because this is a favorites video, not a reflection on 2016 video. But if you want to see that, I'll totally do that for you. But yeah, and I was just trying to stay positive through everything I was going through. Like, and I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, so I needed to keep telling myself that. And watching Megan's videos just like instantly put a smile on my face. And at the end of every single one of her videos, she says, "Stay smiling," and it like just reminded me to just always be positive, because there's always something good going on in your life. So yeah, it's also hella comfy and it's real cute, and I got a crap ton of compliments on it. It's literally probably my favorite sweatshirt that I own. Okay, so that is it for like holding thingies, favorites. Now it's on to like music and stuff like that. So I'm gonna start with moments. So my first favorite moment of 2016 was yurting. But during spring break, my family and I drove down the Pacific Coast Highway and like through Big Sur, and we saw this yurting resort, and my parents were like, let's go look at it. And my brother and sister and I were like, no. But then they were like, oh, they have an open yurt, let's stay here for the night. And I was like, oh my god. And then we did it, and then I actually had a really good time. I don't know how my brother and sister felt about it.
I had a wonderful time.
Okay, and I had a wonderful time. But I really enjoyed it because it just gave us this time to sort of separate ourselves from everything that was going on in the world, because we didn't have, well, we had Wi-Fi, but each guest only had so much access to it. Like, after you exceeded your amount you could have, you just wouldn't get connection anymore. And yeah, and it was really, really tiny, and we literally had the perfect view to the ocean. Because if you've ever been to Big Sur, you know what I'm talking about, but it was literally one of the best moments of my year. And this past year, I've just, like, been very into taking time away from my phone, and time away from technology, and time away from social media, and just, like, getting back in my zone, and just, like, needing that moment to recollect myself. Next was going to Ireland. My family and I went to Ireland for 2 weeks at the end of the summer, and it was amazing. It is so beautiful there. Like, words cannot describe how pretty it is there. We went all over the country of Southern Ireland, and the people there are so nice. So, like, if anyone from Ireland is watching this, which probably not, but you guys are so nice. Thank you for being so nice. Our tour guide, Martin, literally was the coolest person ever. He was so nice, and, like, he was just so funny and so cool. So shout out Martin. And then my final memory favorite of the year was getting on the Tremaine Performance Company. So ever since 7th grade, I would go to Tremaine convention and competition, and the first time I ever went was in 7th grade, and I saw the assistants, and I was like, I want to do that. And so for the past, like, 3 years, I was like, how do you become a part of this? And then they posted a photo talking about the open audition, and I was like, I didn't feel like I was ready enough, so I was like, okay, I'll go next year. So in 2014, I auditioned for the first time, and I didn't make it, which I was really okay with, because I had a feeling I wasn't going to get on. I like felt really bad about my audition. And then the next year I auditioned again, and I didn't get on. And that year I was, like, surprised that I didn't get on, because I felt really good about my audition. But now thinking about it, I'm really glad I didn't get on, because this past year I improved so much as a dancer, and as a person I felt was really important too. And then I almost didn't audition again, but one of my friends who was on the team at the time and is still on, she gave me a little pep talk and was like, literally, you have nothing to lose if you audition one more time. You have one more chance to audition since you'll be a senior. If you don't get on, you don't get on, but it'll be another audition experience. I was like, okay, you're right. So I just worked as hard as I could, and then auditioned again in August, not September. And then on September 1st, I found out I got on, and it was one of the most gratifying and proud moments of my life so far, because I had worked so hard the past 3 years to get on, and I finally got on, and it was one of the most gratifying feelings ever. Like, all this hard work I put into it finally paid off. And I've only been to 2 cities so far, but they've been absolutely amazing, and I've made so many friends, and I love all of them so much. And the day this goes up, actually, I'm gonna be at another Tremaine, so I'm so excited. So yeah. So I'd have to say my favorite movie that released in 2016 are Deadpool and Rogue One. Deadpool, literally the funniest movie I've ever watched. Like, so funny. And then Rogue One, I just watched that in December, but it's so good. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. Then as for music favorites, I'm just gonna create a Spotify playlist, and also I'm gonna have my most played songs of 2016 playlist on my profile as well. So I'll have that link down below, and yeah. So yeah, we did it. We made it through. That is all of my 2016 favorites and the first edition of I'm obsessed with this stuff. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope your 2016 was relatively good. It wasn't really a good year for stuff that went on in the world, but I hope something good came out of your year, and I honestly have such a good feeling about this upcoming year, and I'm so excited. I have a lot of exciting things planned, and I'm just pumped to see what this year is going to bring me. So yeah, that is it. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you did, and let me know. If you aren't subscribed already, please do down below and join the royal family. I would love to have you. We would all love to have you. And yeah, that is it. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!